Hi, it's Joe from Urne and you're watching rockflesh.com.
And here we are, rockflesh.com and Bloodstock, and it's my absolute pleasure. I have to say that because, you know, there's lots of bands I'm interviewing this weekend, but this is my fanboy moment. I am with Joe from Urne, who released probably my album a couple of years ago, Son of Serpents, and the play to Stay Staying were fantastic. Joe, lovely to speak to you. How was that? Let's ask the question. How was it?
Yeah, it was good. You know, it's like personally for me, like the last 2 years, 18 months, there's been a lot like going on like with my life, which has led into this new album. So in a way, it was like, I've got to be honest, like sort of playing it with the album coming out yesterday, with what it means to me. It almost just was like kind of like sort of finishing a bit of a book, and I was just like, oh. And as soon as I walked off, I was like, okay, on to the next album. And it's weird, and I wish I didn't have that. I felt we played really well. The crowd were like really engaged. Like we're not one of them bands where crowds are going to start like fucking mosh pitting, and people like watch us. You know, it's like there's a lot of fucking stuff going on, and it was like weird when it finished. I was just like, I know that was really good, but I was just like, for me, it was like an emotional sort of sign off.
Cathartic, really cathartic. And it's really interesting because we talked to lots of bands this weekend about cycles and stuff, but you're talking about the end of the cycle and almost the beginning of the cycle.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. Like, as much as now is the beginning of a whole other cycle, getting this album out and doing all that, it's just, for me personally, it's just a bit of like a line drawn there, you know?
So let's talk about that, because you've been very open and very honest about how the album is cathartic for you. It's a lot of bloodletting, it's a lot of dealing with that. Is it almost, you feel now suddenly it's almost somebody else's problem now, you let it out into the world?
It's weird as it is, like it's obviously my story, but it's for everyone now. And now like I've, you know, holding on to it so tight now, it's out there, and there's other people who've already messaged us in the last 24 hours, be it a direct message, be it a comment going like what it means to them, because they can relate in certain forms and what have you. So my story is now for others, you know.
And there must be really fantastic as a creator, you know, person who basically makes things, that actually that's now, and hopefully it's going to affect other people and go out there and...
Totally. I mean, it's nice to know that people have, you know, do feel something already, and I'm like, oh, they've only had a day with the album, so let's see like what happens when they have a month or whatnot. And really, like, it's like when you hear, like growing up, I always hear like fucking something different in Master of Puppets every time I listen to it, you know. So it would be nice if people fell like that. Some people were going mad about, 98% of it. Some of the German press are like, yeah, that's good, they've got a long way to go, and I was just like, you know, but yeah, you know, God bless them. You know, they like what they like. You know,
we can bring them in good old-fashioned xenophobia into it. You know, here's the Germans. You know, they like the Scorpions. They do Rammstein. That's it.
Yeah, that's their thing. And obviously we do it, you know, a bit different to them. But there's 98% of it's been quite fine. Saying that 2 German reviews come through today, and they've both been 9 out of 10. So sorry. Yeah, bring us back next year. No, to be fair, we've only played Germany once, and it was ridiculously good. So I'll take that back.
And this, you know, that must be really weird. It's like sort of, you know, you've got Hang the Bastard, which is a previous band, and this is like going from cheese to falafel. It's a completely different thing.
Well, I think me and Angus, we joined Hang the Bastard. If me and Angus had formed that band, it probably wouldn't have sounded like that. We formed that, and like we didn't form that. We joined it with we formed it, and it's more to like what we like. And no insult to the guys. We can push our musical ability a lot more than what they could, and we needed to do this for ourselves, and thankfully we did.
And that's the thing, we were talking while watching the set going, Jesus Christ, how much racket are they making with 3 people? And it's just the levels where you can hear distinctly each of your instrumentation, but just building each other. And the best way I can describe it is almost a dystopian rush. There's so much there.
Yeah, I get you. And I think that making that really intense, loud racket, but honing it into a metal band. That was a good lesson that we learned from Hang the Bastard, where what we've done, we sort of blended that intensity but with the technicality of what me and Angus previously done, and it's worked out fine.
It's brilliant. I think your prog reference is really good. It's sludge prog. It's prog, but sort of with this really heavy sort of down bits.
It's quite funny though. You do get some people who will spend ages on trying to like pigeonhole us, and I'm like, guys, it's just heavy metal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, enjoy it. Just enjoy it. But, so let's talk about sort of the production done by Joe Duplantier. You know, as I was saying to you before, I remember coming out to you fanboying you in Manchester, and you showed me, guess who's producing our album. You know, how long did it take you to basically realise it was happening?
I gotta be honest, like when we were flying home, it was me and Angus, and I sat there on a plane, didn't listen to music, didn't watch any films, didn't like eat anything. I just sat there like, I can only liken it. There's an episode of Father Ted where Bishop Brennan gets kicked up the arse and he goes into shock. And I fucking think I did. I was on the plane for like 6.5 hours. I just remember just looking at Angus going, what are you watching? And I was making him explain what he was watching. I could have just watched it, but I was just not. I was just like, fucking hell, that's happened. And it was really weird. So it has, obviously, we've gone and done shows with the guys and that, so it's sunk in now. But yeah, it was a wonderful experience for us.
So how did you get him? Did he reach out to you? Was he your people got to him? Or?
Essentially, Jean-Michel, the bass player, he kind of got the ball rolling. And then he dropped us a message, like the stuff, blah blah blah, and then I just wanted us to record drums in his studio. I didn't realise he worked with bands. I thought he just owned the thing, and then it kind of went from there. Like, and then he was like, "I want to do your album," sort of thing, and I was like, "Of course you do." Like, and then here we are.
So Son and Serpent is a piece of genius, and I will keep saying that. So what did he bring to the new album that made it go to the next level?
Well, he didn't want to touch like the song lengths and the structures, but he wanted to create an atmosphere, and he really pushed on that. And I think when you hear it, I think you can definitely tell like there is an atmosphere, and he got it. He got the vibe. So yeah.
Brilliant. So what next? We talked before about, so in some ways in your head it's album 3 now, but I'm sure you're not going to be allowed to do that by the record label.
We're going to be announcing some stuff soon.
Good.
Yeah, so hopefully get to see people sometime this year.
So you were mentioning about day job, and how do you balance that? How do you balance that with being day job, probably having family and all that bits, and also being
Well, I'm very lucky. I've got a load of mates who just ground me. I've got some mates who keep referring to me as uncle, and I'm like, you fucking jokers. And I have a good job. I'm very fortunate to have a very good job. They're very supportive. And yeah, next thing, I'll go and have a day of chill, and then Monday I'll be walking into a law firm, just cracking on. That's it. I wish there was more glamorous to it.
No, but it's like, we've talked to a lot of bands today who, well, not on the weekend, who basically do day jobs. It's really weird, because it's actually very few bands who get to do that leap, to actually doing it for a living.
Yeah, and we're very lucky to slide into this position that we have been. So yeah, okay. I'm pretty happy.
Right, before I let you go to go and do another one, I've got a couple of small, slightly more dysfunctional questions, so we'll do that. So if you were going to do Urne Festival, if you're like, so you go Urne Fest or Urnestock, who would be on Urnestock?
Metallica, Gojira, Urne. Don't need anyone else.
Just Metallica, Gojira?
Yeah, have a shorter day and let's have a good time. Done.
What, like both doing album sets?
Yeah. Maybe not Metallica, and Metallica is a special guest drummer, and they have Dave Lombardo instead. Yeah. But yeah, that's what it'd be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if we were going to do Urne the cocktail?
Mate, at the moment, water. I tell you, I've been fucking searching for it backstage. I'll do anything for a glass of water. So that's the
just different levels of water.
Yeah. Yes. A bit of sparkling, get me going.
Brilliant. Cool. Joe, it's been an absolute pleasure. I really have to say that. I am fanboying. The album's amazing. The new album's amazing. You were fantastic. Jesus Christ, sky the limit.
Thank you.
You've been watching rockfest.com with Joe from Urne. Joe, thank you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much, guys.